Hello, hello. I'm gonna share this broadcast info. If I share on YouTube, though. StreamYard, this is why I broke up with you. Oh my god. All I wanna do is share the link to the video on YouTube. The video on YouTube. Share. Copy. All right, well, now that that business is figured out, let's actually open up a OBS. And I will actually open up the Discord and youtube.com. I was going to say, you realize you're probably very close to being in frame, right? Han, say hello to Move. Move, say hello to Han. You're going to be creeping in the corner. I like that you're representing the chupacabra, a much maligned and misunderstood creature. Yeah, isn't this cute? It's a little print that my friend, the ones that I refer to, excuse me, losing my voice. The ones that I refer to as the Dead Broken Bastards. One of the three went to a convention and got this for me. It says chupacabra, blood-sucking goat dog. And unfortunately, I do not know the artist. There is no watermark or signature or anything. I'm sure that it could be found. But yes, I like that. It makes me happy. Also hanging out. Oh no, dropping things. But Op is around as well. And apparently keeping things from falling down. Oh, hey, Lily. There's a Lily. I guess you are. No, you're not done with work. Lily, you should be working. All I am doing today, yeah, hon, I could do a reverse image search on it. Google, it used to be really easy to do that, to just like import a photo into Google image search. And now they're trying so hard to push that Google Lens thing, and it doesn't seem to work as well. And it doesn't find me what I'm looking for. It's finding like related items, but that's not what I'm looking for. I'm looking for the item, and that's not helpful. And Media's here as well. Hello, Media. I'm just throwing together. I went out and finally grabbed some cables and a capture device, just so that I can actually utilize this GoPro that I've had for 5 years now. I don't even remember who got it for me or why. It was probably like a preemptive graduation gift. I don't remember. But yeah, I've had it for ages, and I've honestly never done a whole lot with it. It's so small that like I don't know. It feels kind of clunky to me. Also, for the longest time, because I was wanting to use it more as like a webcam, something that could feed video directly into a a computer, let's see if I can focus on it. Those ports in there used to be covered up by this little door, and it always seemed like this door could never come off, and I was afraid of breaking it. That's the other part about this. Putting it into this little frame and trying to pull it back out again, I am afraid to push on the lens, but that's like almost the only way to get it in and out of there. But anyway, I finally have the stuff to make use, so that's what I'm doing today. How is everybody's week going? Oh, I suppose it would help if I put it in the correct direction. Putting things in the correct direction helps. A wild move has appeared. Everyone get out your Pokeballs. Boop. What if I feed you a pine berry? Will that give me more candy for you? More moof candy? Oh no, beer. Beer sounds really good. It's stinking hot outside. Are there any beers left, or is that all?
I was saying we should go to Jonesy's for tacos and get tacos.
Yeah, tacos sound good. Do you guys like tacos? Do you want tacos for dinner?
Who doesn't like tacos?
Monster does not. Maybe the chupacabra is the monster that doesn't like tacos. See, this is why I wanted to pull up YouTube. I suppose if I were running Streamlabs from my computadore, or not Streamlabs, StreamYard, from my computer, it would be a lot easier to view all the comments and everything. But instead, I'm running it from my phone, and everything is teeny tiny. It's the same thing with this. Like, yeah, I'm good with futzing about with small things when I'm trying to fix stuff. Things that have teeny tiny little pins, and I have to scrape off just I don't know, 15, 30 seconds of an inch. Is that a measurement? I don't do actual math. I do shot math. Like, is it close enough? It's close enough. Weird random fact, if you've never done any kind of working with lumber, they call it a 2x4, but actually it's generally more like what is it, like 1.5 inches, 1 3/4? Something like that. But it's like way more than you think it would be. Along with the GoPro, the person who got it for me must have also gotten like a little kit full of adapters and things, and like a little tripod, but the tripod doesn't actually stand up very well to the weight of this. Like it's very top heavy, and the legs are only maybe a little bit longer than my forefinger. Han likes fajitas. Tacos are too crunchy, he say.
You realize crunchy tacos are an American bastardization.
Crunchy tacos are an American bastardization. So
Taco Bell actually literally invented the crunchy taco.
Did they?
Yeah.
Was there any? That's something I'll have to investigate sometime. Taco Bell, why did you create the crunchy taco? What is this madness? But yeah, like street tacos, where you lay down like 2, 3 small tortillas.
They were trying to kind of simulate the deep fried taco. I can't remember what they're called, burritos or something like that.
Okay.
But yeah, those dipped in fried.
Got it.
Tacos.
I got you. Oh, you mean like the ones that California Taco does?
No.
No? Okay.
No, that's a puffy taco.
That's a puffy taco. Excuse me.
I think that was literally a California thing.
Okay. I'm going back now. What's that? I don't know. Can you guys hear Moof?
You just have one side of the conversation.
I don't know. Like my mic is right here, so I might be able to hear you. Lily, don't worry. I won't tattle on you to work. What manner of beast have you taxidermied and used to ornament your room? Oh, you're talking about Appa. That's Sky Bison from Avatar The Last Airbender. Technically speaking, it's not mine. I got it as a gift for that one.
Fine.
It's his. I'm doing okay, media. It's stinking hot, as I may have mentioned, and I know it shouldn't really matter to me because I was already on my way out, but shit finally got weird, or not finally got weird. Shit got like extra weird at my workplace. How I've described it is like we basically were an open wound that was in sore need of attention, and the owner like tossed a dirty rag and said, "Press here." And so we've just been holding pressure on the open wound for a year and a half. And then finally, a bomb, so to speak, got dropped on us the other day, and or rather, because it's not even like an immediate thing, like boom, it's over, burn it to the ground, which would be a lot easier, maybe in a way to cope with because it would happen much more quickly, as opposed to over the course of like a month and a half. So now we're laying there. The dirty rag has been taken away. We're bleeding out as we are hearing the bomb whistle from the sky as it descends to the earth. What was I saying? Oh yeah, I'm generally okay, media. Thank you. Glad everyone gets to say hi to each other. This good. Yeah, Han, I know that the GoPros are supposed to be tough, but this is also like as far as technical theater goes, stuff to do with lighting and any kind of like projection equipment. I always get super scared around, and like if someone is directing me, and like I'm just part of the team that's like setting everything up, I have no problems going up on a catwalk and linking everything up, plugging in power, all of that jazz. Making sure to have your safety hooks clipped on strong and testing them before you walk away, because lamps falling down from the ceiling in the middle of a show or while people are being seated is not good. It's not good. Also, if they fall, they will definitely break, and those things are so expensive. But that's why I get nervous. And it's the same thing with this. Like, I didn't buy it, but it's still an expensive piece of equipment. So right now, you may have noticed from the thing in the corner, that I'm streaming via StreamYard because I already have an account with that, and it was just a quick way. Because apparently, the rules have changed. I used to just be able to hit the go live button directly from YouTube, and just do quick vloggy type things. It's no longer available to me because you are required to have at least 1,000 subscribers, and a host of other things. I put a screen cap of it in the Discord. So right now I can't do that. And so instead I was just like, fuck it. I said I was going to do the thing. I'm just going to do the thing via StreamYard. And because this is on the free tier, like you can still use it. And like the quality is just the audio visual quality is not going to be great. And I can't get rid of the logo up in the corner. But since I'm still running from my phone for the moment, just to do this thing while I'm futzing about, I still have my phone set up in the little frame that frame rig. It's like a kind of a hand rig to keep things stable. And I use a cold shoe mount, which is something like that. You've probably seen them if your family ever had like a 32 millimeter camera or something when you were a kid. I usually use a cold shoe mount on that hand rig for my phone to set that up on the tripod. But now what I'm doing instead, I have my GoPro, and I already untwisted this and put it back on, but I will do it again. There is this little mount that you can attach. I need like just a touch more light. Opens a window. There is this little mount that clips onto the GoPro, and via that little bit right there, you can attach a number of different like mounting accessories. Most of them are designed with like active sports stuff in mind. For the moment, I'm not doing anything with that. Maybe someday, if I felt safe enough to like take it on a roller coaster, that'd be kind of cool. I think for the most part, like most places kind of ban that with good reason. Like you don't want anybody saying, I lost my camera and you owe me money. So I've got that set up on here. This one actually has threads in it so that it can connect to a cold shoe mount. And I don't know if these actually technically came together or what, but now still more light, more light. It's just like almost making it worse because it's making the shadows more severe. Now that it's set up on that cold mount, or cold shoe rather, I can clip that in there. Or do I want it this way? No, I want it this way. Moof has been borrowing the tripod and the phone rig so that he could do some like time-lapse videos of him putting together some Lego stuff. And so that's been really cool to see it utilized, the tripod and the rig utilized for a different purpose. And like, even though I'm watching it happen like live and in slow motion, pardon me, it's still been really cool to watch all those things get put together. I'm scrolling back through chat again. Media, glad to hear you're doing well. Oh no. Stop auto-scrolling. I will put the chat where I want it. Thank you very much. Oh, I didn't see where Han like clarified after he said tacos too crunchy unless they're soft tacos. So taco salad is also good. Every now and again, I really get a hankering for like taco salad in the hard shell bowl. Not always. Sometimes it's like a little more work than it's worth. But it tastes good. Fried, crunchy, fluffy flour tortillas are very delicious and full of probably not great things for your heart, but they're very good. Not sure what this was in reference to, but Han said that's one way they plan to make computers faster in the future, by making them estimate rather than calculating precisely when it isn't needed. That makes a lot of sense. And yes, they can hear you loud and clear. Also, puffy taco sounds very naughty. Oh, goodness.
Just get a salve for it. It's fine.
Just get a salve for the puffy taco. God damn it. Media, thank you. I can't always do this properly. I started doing it when my hair started growing out last year because can't go out for a haircut. And just to kind of cope with the different lengths of everything, and also for whatever reason, there's a curl pattern re-emerging that I guess I've always kind of had, and I've just like been combing and brushing the heck out of my hair for so long that I've always just assumed that it was straight, very wavy. But yeah, with the different lengths and the different textures on different parts of my head, it's been weird. So this actually works out pretty well, and I call it like my Adora ponytail. It makes me think of Adora on the new She-Ra and the Princesses of Power. I think that's really cool. All right, so I've got that set on the tripod, but I am actually going to take it off for a moment because now comes the part of putting cords in and thing. So this is part of the reason that like it's taken me so long to get around to this, because you know me, if I'm gonna purchase something, I'm not just gonna Google whatever the best-selling thing on Amazon is. I'm very particular. I want things to last. I want things to be made well. And I want to be able to see reviews from people who are using it in a similar fashion that I intend to use it. I don't want to lose all of these little white caps that protect the tips, so I'm going to keep them with me. Lily, no, hey Adora, no. I can't remember the voice actor's name off the top of my head, but the voice actor that plays Catra also plays Stevonnie on Steven Universe, and I really love that they were able to like go from just this very cute, sweet. I mean, this is what acting does, but still, it's cool when you see that people have range. That this like cool combination of like very smart and also like kind of bouncy and innocent mixture of Steven Universe and Connie Maheshwaran fused together into a single experience. That's Stevonnie, and then with Catra, you know, just all the most horrible things have happened to her whole life, and she is the most excellent villain. I love her a lot. But yes, it is an absolute just queer fucking meme. Just, hey Adora, useless lesbian flail. Ah, it's very cute. I've watched some of the original She-Ra, Han. Not like in order. I'm sure at some point that is something that I will actually seek out and watch. We're still going through Transformers, although we haven't watched in a little bit. But what season are we on? Like 3?
3.
Yeah, we're somewhere in season 3. I enjoyed the movie, but I was sad that they killed all my favorite characters.
Do more toys.
Yeah, you got to do more toys, but oh heck, that's another thing that would be fun to show sometime, is the whole little setup with like your recreation of that passing of the matrix of leadership. You haven't done it? I mean, they're all kind of set up on the table, aren't they?
Not anymore, but that's not what was going on. If you watch my videos, my Legos thing, I just kind of did a progression. First one was Hot Rod with his little blade saw, cutting into Optimus's chest and prying it open.
Oh, so that was exactly what happened. See, when I looked at that, I thought you were trying to do the, no, you must now be the leader of the Autobots. But I was like, it just looks like he's cutting open his chest with a pizza cutter.
Yeah, that's what it was. And then the next one was RC and Cup holding him back while Optimus closes his chest back.
Oh my god.
The last one down there was Hot Rod just going, what? And Optimus going, the invincible, fake Hot Rod. You were telling a whole story in the background while you're building
these elaborate Lego sets. I love it. If you guys want to see that, I'll snag those time lapses if he's willing to share, if you want to see them. Yes, it was really sad. I'm sure that I got misty about Optimus laying there dying. Oh god, I can't even say it.
Gothamus.
But yeah, after I make it through all Transformers, or at least, you know, like the original series, at some point I'm sure I'll go on and watch the other iterations of the franchise, Beast Wars. But I would like to watch the original He-Man series, and then the original She-Ra series. I think at one point they may have been running concurrently, kind of in the same way that Deep Space Nine and Voyager were running slightly concurrently. Did She-Ra ever play at the same time as New He-Man was happening? Yeah, well, at the time it was new. In the 80s it was new.
Well, no, there was New He-Man, that's why.
Well, no, I know it, and I'll get to that too. I've seen some of the newer He-Man cartoons. They're interesting. I don't really have any strong opinions on any He-Man. All right, so I've got the mini HDMI no light. I have the mini HDMI into the GoPro now. That's fitting okay. It's a little stiff. That's okay. I've never ever plugged anything into that mini or micro HDMI. Excuse me, mini and micro HDMI are different things. I've never plugged anything into that port before, so of course it's going to be a little. Have I ever watched Thundercats? Yes, I enjoy Thundercats. We started watching like Thundercats kind of in between episodes because we've been watching on Tubi. That's Tubi. Yeah, I think you can watch stuff on like PlayStation.
One female voice actress.
One female voice actor for the entire Thundercats universe back then. That is a thing that happens sometimes. New He-Man is just Kenshiro with blonde hair. Why didn't I know that name? Who and or what is Kenshiro, Han? Sir? Han says, the one female voice actor in Thundercats did a good job. She didn't have much to work with, so.
Well, it's just they had all these female characters and never hired anyone.
Never hired anyone else. Villains, same person. Heroes, same person. Randos that live in the forest, same person. All right, so we're good on the other end of the HDMI connector. I looked at a whole bunch of different capture devices, and in the end, I just kind of wanted to just go with simplicity more than anything else. I had a few options that I was looking at. So I did actually, there we go, focus. I did actually end up going with the Camlink, but I'm fine with that. I don't have any particular loyal or brand loyalty when it comes to anything other than phones and like home appliances. I'm pretty loyal to Samsung. This video was not sponsored. All right, one thing I am noticing that this isn't, like I said, this isn't an unboxing video or anything, but I don't know if it just got wrapped in the little twist tie a little too tightly or what, but there is like, I don't know if it'll be able to see. You can like kind of see it. There's a little bit of a kink mark right there in the middle of the cord. Hopefully that isn't a problem. This is, I think, just an extender for the Camlink. La, la, la. I really have got to reconfigure my desk setup. Like, you can't see all the madness of wires over here, of all of the things going into the back of the beast. There's a joke there. Something back. Beast with two backs. All right. Plug in. But yeah, as far as simplicity goes, just like it's plugged in, it's good to go. Let's also give the GoPro some extra power. How about that? I happen to have a Samsung cord here. That's USB-C, that'll work. So many wires. And this is exactly the sort of thing that made me always use little gifs of Ed from Cowboy Bebop, just mucking about, pulling things apart and soldering things back together ever since I was in high school. I'm like, this, I feel like I very much put out that kind of energy whenever I'm working on something, because it's just like me sitting barefoot on the floor with, you know, tons of stuff scattered about all around me, sometimes having kind of a crazy smile on my face. The cat Camlink. Yeah, I know it's just a crease, but oh no, why not hearing? Oh no, are you saying like it's just a crease? It's not a problem. Don't see it. Don't look at it. It's fine. It's fine. right. Well, I'm going to put this back here so it's kind of a little bit more out of my way. While I try and get this guy to talk to OBS, which I can't remember if I actually posted anything or not, about, come on, please. About installing OBS on what I'm currently running on my PC, which is just Linux Mint, the most up-to-date version of Cinnamon, or the Cinnamon iteration rather. And like installing things via the command terminal and basically telling it like, here are the servers that you need to reach out to, and these are the packages that you need to pull and execute. And then lots of words and numbers and just all kinds of, so many lines of code just populating the command terminal is a little overwhelming. But like, I still did the thing. It's running. All right. So let us turn. Let's see if I can remember how to do this without returning to the how-to article that I found. Wake up, GoPro. Can we not go that way? Excuse me? Excuse me? Do folks have work this weekend? What y'all doing? Oh, I'm sorry. I hope you'll innocentious forgive me and my crude humor. Yeah, speaking of Python, how is that going, Han? I know that it's been like you haven't had a whole lot of time. But why do you beep? Why do you beep?
Yeah.
I don't know. I feel like I've angered an AI. Please to show. Hello. Are you mad because I have the HDMI plugged in? Do you want me to do that after? I can do that. I'll do whatever you want, GoPro. All right. Oh no, that's exactly why it's mad. Okay, all right, fine. Oh, and it's recording. See, this is one of the things that one of the reasons that I ended up like not using this as an actual like camera to film stuff, other than a few times. It's just because the oversimplified button stuff. Now that I think about it, it's a little bit reminiscent of iPhones, and I don't like how everything is oversimplified into one button, and like you have to do certain actions or press it in a certain way, or like a certain number of times at a certain speed for it to do this or that thing. And yeah. All right, I'm gonna delete you. And no, don't you shut off. Don't you do it. I need. Yeah, you've got 99% power. What are you whining about? Mode. Oh God, why? Okay. No, don't care about that. Don't care about that. See, and finding the actual settings is just bananas. Preferences. There we go. Gracious me. Still looking at. I had forgotten about your mom. I'm sorry that she is not doing well. Hopefully you are not getting burned out helping to care for her. Put Python on hold because I'm learning C++, and I'm certain I'll get confused if I try to learn both at the same time. Python is more for personal dabbling anyway, so it can wait. Using Python with C++ libraries is really fun. I'll get there eventually. I'm still on Ruby, which I'm fine with. And it took a while for me to learn that nothing comes for free. I was singing Carpenters in my car on the way back home, so now that's stuck in my head. It took me a while, but I finally just kind of decided like I can't do this whole like sort of kind of working, at least at my particular this particular job, while also trying to study and going back and forth between the two. I don't know if it's just because I'm getting older and all of the ADHD deficitness of my brain chemicals is just like even worse because I'm older than it was the last time I like restarted school when I was 26, I think. What is time? What are numbers? But it felt easier then than it does now, where I could just switch back and forth between a few things. But now it's just like, can't do it. But you know, I'm annoyed that it is going a lot slower than I hoped it would. But I am also trying to not give into any kind of urges that are just like, light it on fire, salt the earth, run away. Because I want to do the thing. And I'm gonna do the thing, damn it. And I'm doing halfway decent at the thing. So I feel like I at least gotta, you know, stick it out for a little bit longer. And I can't remember. I know that we've talked about it a few times, Han, and Media. I don't know if you have ever come across this platform, but Career Karma. Whenever I'm on there, like it seriously surprises me how much people interact with each other there. I'm used to going on like niche, even niche social platforms online and just be like talking into the void, and not really having any sense of community there, which is fine sometimes because sometimes that's usually how I talk about my Twitter. I'm like, most of the time I'm not trying to like say anything to anyone in particular. I'm just like spewing thoughts into the void. It's what my Zanga would have been back in high school. Does anyone else have a Zanga? Zanga was like the low rent version of my journal. Is that what it was called? Live Journal, not My Journal. I'm mixing up Live Journal and MySpace, and I just mooshed them into one thing. All right. Back to preferences, please. No. No. Preferences. Oh my God. All the way down. All the way down. Quick capture, default mode, touch. I know it's like all the way down. HDMI output. Oh, I can't remember if it's live or media. I want to say that it's live. 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 Okay. All right, so we've got that set. Default mode. I don't know what that is. What is that? No. Looping. Sorry, no, I just want a video. I regret everything. Ugh, and this touchscreen isn't super responsive either. Like, if it ends up working, that'll be fine. Auto rotation on, blah, 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 blah. I do not need the GPS on. Thank you very much. Okay, let's try this again. Now that you're on, would you be okay? No, no factory reset. Get out of here. Please. Please go back to the main screen. Thank you. God. I'm sure this is all like stupidly simple stuff. Okay. So maybe once I plug that in, it doesn't want to like have the actual display. Let's read the manual like good kids. When you have a lot of stress in your life, it's just harder to focus. Yeah. And when you already have trouble regulating attention, that makes it even harder. Me and people like me are great in a crisis because we think fast on our feet, but then in like times of ongoing stress, then we can kind of start to fall apart if we don't have the proper strategies in place. Okay, so I need to go back to Firefox, which I have been rediscovering as I've been running Linux because Firefox is what it comes with. And even though I still like Chrome for some other reasons, I've also come to realize that it's not a great browser for someone with too many tabs syndrome. I have all the tabs open all of the time on my phone on the Chrome mobile app. I have so many tabs open that there's not even a number anymore. It's just an emoticon. So like a colon and a capital D, and it's just like, there's so many tabs, I don't even know what to tell you. And I think that's funny. That is a cute little tweak that some coder put in, and those are the types of things that I really, really appreciate, and that like I hope that I could get good enough at one or more languages to be able to do things like that, where it shows up in a way that's like readily visible to just like basic users, people who don't know how to inspect source, basically. Because those things are adorable and I love it. Han says he checked out Career Karma. The online course I'm doing has a large community and a very busy Discord, but I'm kind of shy, so I don't use it. I have the same fucking problem. Well, not necessarily a problem, but I do the same thing. Like, it's very odd when you can be like so boisterous in certain company, and then just like total wallflower in other situations. In the past, depending on like if I'm taking a class like at somewhere I'm not normally taking a class. This actually happened when I was taking a class at the local community college, and eventually I had to get paired up with different people. And by the end of the class, one of the people in that class had gotten paired up with me a few times. And during one of those last times, they told me, "You're actually really nice." When we first like got into the classroom, and you introduced yourself, and the few times that you answered questions and gave suggestions and things, I actually thought you were kind of haughty, as an HAUGHTY. And I was like, I don't understand why. I'm like kind of, to me anyway, I feel like I'm one of the friendliest people most humans might encounter. In fact, sometimes I'm too friendly and it scares them away. But yeah, I know it can be difficult, Han. And if at some point you get more comfortable with it, I'm sure that you'll find like a little section or a little chunk of people on that Discord server that you feel like you can talk to regularly. And have you had any questions about anything that you've thrown out there? Like, not necessarily questions about other people. I've personally found are like a good way to start getting more responses rather than asking, "Hey, I'm trying to do this thing. How do you do this thing?" To start kind of get people responding to you a little bit more, just to kind of get a conversation and a connection starting. I found it helpful to ask people like, when you were at such and such point in such and such endeavor, what was the top thing that you wish someone had told you, or the biggest thing that you struggled with? And people have a tendency to answer questions like that more, or I should say the general population are a little bit more responsive to questions like that. Media right now is relaxing by playing a game called Raid Shadow Legends. I wonder if that's something that Dave has played. I'll have to poke him later about it. He was inundated with unexpected friends today, which I'm glad about. That there's a lot of that happening, and I feel like it's going to keep happening over the next few months as more people get vaccinated. All the YouTubers are sponsored by them. Are you talking about the game Raid Shadow Legends, Han? That people are sponsored by? I'm pretty sure that I've seen adverts for that game as I'm going through on YouTube stuff, but I'm not getting like very, very heavily right-wing buy our survival stuff, young wannabe libertarian commercials, like for space blanket and bunker food supply stuff. GNU Linux is a wonder operating system. No, it's a wonder and it's wonderful. No need to correct yourself there. Yeah, I would say that I'm pretty polite. It's always been interesting. It was interesting growing up, seeing other people my age just be like absolute little shits to not only like other adults that weren't their parents, but their parents. I was just like, what are you doing? That's so rude. Like it blew my mind that anyone could speak that way to another person. And don't get me wrong, I've been rude occasionally, sometimes intentionally, sometimes not. Probably more often than not, it's an unintentional rudeness. It's just my stupid pride. I can figure everything out myself is what I want to believe. Well, minor issues that I can work out via Google. I don't know. I feel like if I ask a stupid question, I get that. And I suppose this could definitely be because definitely in a text focused setting like Twitter or Discord or like on Career Karma, where it's basically just like lots of little forum boards. Although now they've had the addition of all these live rooms where they're bringing in folks who are at varying stages in their studying and careers as in regard to coding. And that's been really cool to jump into. And occasionally they'll like allow folks to raise their hand and ask a question, make a comment, blah blah blah. That's been really cool. But yeah, like in text focused situations, oh god, what was it? Oh, the stupid question thing. I probably have something of a kind of privilege in that I don't know if it's conscious or not, but I definitely lean into the hi, I don't know anything. Feel free to tell me the things. And if it's too much, I'll say, hey, that's all I needed to know. Thanks. And I don't know, like maybe people find it charming that I have that kind of babe in the woods vibe a lot. Like I think of myself as a relatively intelligent person, but I know that sometimes I come across kind of bubble-headed. I know I do. It's okay. But I think that kind of bubble-headedness that people perceive, they go a little bit easier on me. So I know that it might not be quite different for someone who doesn't have that same textual personality that I do. Like you've seen me in the Discord, I use all the emojis. I like to use the little sideways brackets. I know that there's a word for them, the less than, greater than symbols, but I always call them sideways carrots, to describe me doing an action. And obviously I'm incredibly verbose, and a lot of people have told me over the years, like, I can like absolutely hear your tone of voice and your inflection reading what you type. It's like I'm there in the room. Like I can very clearly picture you waving your hands around and shouting in certain places. It's kind of a meme. Oh, that everyone is sponsored. Yeah, everything's sponsored. And yeah, I say it all the time because I'm teeny tiny newbie baby tuber who has no sponsorships of any kind, and so I say, nope, this isn't sponsored, but I really like this thing. People will assume I'm stupid too, that happens. On the one hand, sometimes I think that it can be like a little bit of a boon, that that people don't quite fully know the deck that you're playing with. Or if you have multiple decks and you've got one stashed away in your pocket and they're like, haha, I've got you now. And you're like, oh no, wait, one moment. I've never played Magic the Gathering. I've only ever watched other people play it. So this is like a very not great metaphor for things. But yeah, I mean, one of the nice things about text is unless people actually start, pardon me, unless people actually start like being super rude and nasty and mean, which that sucks whether they're speaking directly to you or they're typing it. But I feel like it's a little easier to just like go, okay, you can go over there with all that sass, butter your toast with it. I said that to one of my friends at work the other day. He was getting a little bit of an attitude, and it was like, hey, I understand, but I did appreciate that you can take all that sass, jar it up, and put it on your toast. And then I walked away. I was like, I have no idea what that meant, but it sounded cool. Yes, media, exactly. Likes, hugs, Soviet carrot. Well, that's what I'm calling them from now on. That's funny. Oh, specifically Raid Shadow Legends. Just so many people in so many nerd spheres. I could see that. I could definitely see that. Just like on a whole, BetterHelp is another one that tons of people that I watch on YouTube, they're constantly being sponsored by, and I have a mixture of feelings about that. Maybe I'll talk about it one day. I actually did at one point, I can't remember if it was last year, the year before. No, it had to have been a little while before I found my current therapist, who is local actually, which that turned out to be just amazing and weird and strange. My therapist is non-binary as well, and shush, shush, is non-binary as well. And like, yes, they are an incredible therapist and very skilled and knowledgeable, and have been able to help me kind of reprocess a lot of different things from over the course of my life, over the last 2-ish years. And I have never made so much progress with a therapist as I have with this particular one. Everyone else was, like, nice to me, and they had some good suggestions and things, but it just was never really clicking in the way that it needed to. And that's not, anything bad to say about them. It just wasn't the right fit. But yeah, I went through like the little assessment thing on BetterHelp, and had kind of like an intake exchange with someone, that I got matched up with. It ended up being, I was like, yeah, I can't afford this. And my insurance won't care if you're helpful or not to me. So, but thank you for taking the time to write me. The thing about some programmers is they're kind of smug about all the things they know, and you feel intimidated into not asking them anything. You are so, so, so correct. I know that I've like kind of semi-mentioned it before, but that is part of the reason that I stopped looking into coding when I was in high school. Because the person that I was dating at the time was a year older than me, and so was at college earlier than me. And I did a D&D campaign and a Star Wars campaign. I can't remember if they were concurrent or if they happened at different times. Anyway, that person and all of the friends that were their roommates, as well as the rest of our party, all of them were computer science majors. And they all kind of had that vibe of like, oh, that's sweet. You with the titties thinking that you can understand coding. That's adorable. And that's not great. But yeah, but before that, in high school, to be fair, I was also being like a weird little nerd who was super into the like kind of hacker aesthetic. Because I was running the IT help desk. Well, I started it, I ran it, I trained up some other people so that they could do stuff once I was gone. But while I was getting into all of that and learning all this stuff kind of on the fly, yeah, I didn't have any training for fixing computers when I was 15, 16. I Googled it. I Googled almost everything. And if that didn't work, I tried stuff. Most of the time, I was lucky. I just had a really good intuition when it came to what could be done about whatever the particular problem was, whether it was software related, operating system related, or hardware related. There was like a one laptop per student program. I know that's like super commonplace now, but back then it was newfangled. The freshmen did not get laptops, though. That was the rule, and I still actually agree with that, because making the transition, unless you are the sort of person who went to like a junior high that was shoved together with a high school, making the transition from 8th grade to high school is already a whole big thing enough, without throwing the infinite information screen at them. Because they need to make sure that they have good study habits in place before they have, you know, constant access to all the distraction as well as all the information in the world. But yeah, back then, you know, there were all kinds of like cool little like coding simulator games that that kind of had an RPG feel to them, where you know, kind of encouraging you to be a hacker who uses their power for good rather than being I don't know if this terminology is still really floating around out there, but hacker is usually within like hacker circles used to refer to someone who is using, you know, their coding knowledge and their security breaking skills for good. And then cracker was someone who was using those same skills and knowledge for nefarious purposes. I don't really know if that's still the common parlance. Who knows? But yeah, they can be kind of smug, and honestly, like those are the ones that you don't need to waste your time with. If they want to come back and say, hey, you actually had a question about this thing and I'd love to help you with it, then yeah, sure, take the help. But I mean, if they're being like, oh, well, the thing about this language, or the thing about, you know, this type of function that you're trying to create in code, and blah, 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 and they're being like super full of themselves rather than trying to focus on whatever helps you understand. Because like sharing your knowledge to share your knowledge is one thing. Sharing your knowledge to look like a big shot is like, yeah, all right, bye. Who cares? Yes, Lily. I'm sure that I still have it somewhere. There was this quiz that I made on, I can't remember if it was Quizilla, Quiz Monster. There were a whole bunch of like quiz making apps, and those were super in vogue when I was in high school. And one of them was it was basically a like, which of Cat's personalities are you? And I had like names for all of them and little illustrations for all of them, and you know, all of them had it was kind of like an earlier version of if I don't know if you guys have ever read that short story that I wrote. I think I called it like the origins of the triple god or something like that. But basically like the Mad Hat Cat, it's a moniker I use, but I also call it like my overarching muse that like is creating and dispersing situation specific, genre specific, skill specific, not offspring isn't really quite the right word, but good enough for now. I'm tired and I need food. I haven't eaten my lunch today. But among all of those in that quiz that I made, reeling it back in, Cat, reeling it back in, back to the story. Well, among them, Lily was a hacker cat, and you know, like had my laptop, you know, like drawn up and over the face, and like the eyes were all like squinty, and you know, my at the time butt length hair was like long and huge and all over the place. But I was also wearing a hoodie, and I think I maybe drew that character like hiding behind a bush outside. And if I can find that drawing, I'll show it to you. I like to think that I would be a cute hacker cat. It also has kind of a nice sound to it, hacker cat. Media says I like disassembling Windows executable program. K through 12 sucks. I like college. Yes, white hat and black hat for hacker. Get food now. Go. Yes, Lily Facets. All right, I'm going to try one more time to get the GoPro to talk to this. I got lost in stories for a minute. Dee 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 dee. Hey, baby. All right. Command key light from your phone. I also got one of those, but I don't want to mess about that. Capture. Cam link. Why can't I see you? Is it not? Excuse. There we go. It's under cameras. No, I don't want to shop. I just need the bloody software that goes with it. You told me that I was supposed to be plug and play. All right, well, I may not actually be able to get it to hook up now. Requirements, yeah. From the community, blah, 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 blah. Here we go, downloads. Stream Deck 5.0, select your product. Now watch, it's not gonna run on Linux, I bet. Yep. All right. Well, I suppose that's the end of that for now. I can just download Windows for free and not have my own background. It's fine. But yeah, so I guess I will have to either that or look around for some sort of workaround. And I imagine probably the only way to do that, unless I'm just kind of curious. But before I sign off and go get some food, I'm gonna see video source. VLC, no, that's not what I want. Although the VLC is awesome. I've been using that since high school too. Media source. I think that's what I want. Boop. GoPro. Okay. Nope, that's not what I want. That is... Yes, I wish to remove that. Screen capture. Did I actually even plug it in? I mean, the cam link is lit up, so like it should be semi-talk show. Ooh, video capture device. How about that? That could be a thing. I keep reaching up to touch my monitor. It is not a touch screen. Ooh, by the way, I should show you all the monitor. This is the one that I got for a heckin' good deal. Because it was unboxed. And okay. Ooh, it looks like it's working. All right, this is showing nothing, but you can see you can see my hand. Wait. Oh my gosh. Oh, it's working. It's working. Oh, I'm so happy. Oh, I'm so happy. It's working. Food. You wanna go get tacos? Let's go get some tacos. I just wanna get this going. All right, that is the device. That is the input. That is the video format. Leave unchanged, leave unchanged. Use buffering. Not gonna mess with any of that right now. Brightness control, yada, yada, yada. Oh, heavens to Betsy. Actually, well, no, I'll mess with the, I'll hook up my Yeti in a little while. And then, and maybe not today, but some other time this weekend, maybe I'll do like a, here, I'm gonna build a scene. Let's make sure all of the bits and bobs are working. Oh, I'm so happy. I'm so happy. I don't need to use the proprietary software, or not the proprietary software, but like the built-in software with the cam link. I can just use OBS, I think. I don't think I have to mess with anything else. Oh, that's so awesome. I'm so happy. Ah, ah. Han, you mentioned something about Gadget from Chippendale Rescue Rangers. Were you talking about whatever whatever little doodle I made of teenage hacker cat? I love Gadget in her little purple jumpsuit and her goggles. She and Ed, I think, would be good friends. What was the corgi's name? At least I think it was a corgi. Does anyone remember? Man, there's another show that I haven't watched in ages that I would love to watch again. And I don't think I've actually ever watched it all the way through, because I was just catching it on Adult Swim every now and again back in the day. All right. I am satisfied. I am so happy that this is working. And I'm pretty sure it won't take a whole lot of futzing around. And I'll probably like post some links on the Discord if anybody wants to pop into like test streams just to test the stream health. It seems like everything should be all right. From what I've read, most folks seem to, where is bitrate, blah, 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 blah. There we go. Most folks recommend for like live streams, you want an upload speed of 5 Mbps, megabits per second, I think. And I've gone through a couple of different upload speed tests online just to kind of compare across the board, and all of them rate my upload speed at least 10 Mbps. So that's twice of what the ideal upload speed is for either 720p at 30 FPS or 1080p at 60 FPS. All right. Thanks for jumping in and chit-chatting with me while I, what did I call it? Fidget and chill while I put things together. Let's turn the GoPro off. Like a responsible technology owner. Yes, thank you, Lily. That's the name of the corgi. All corgis should be called Sir Fluffy Butt. I want a sticker that says that now. Of course, with a corgi on it that has a fluffy butt. See, and I love it when people say things like that, because like I actually have a folder in my Google Drive of like just stickers and shirts that I want to exist. Not even necessarily like to sell to other people. It's like, no, I just want to own them for me. This needs to be a thing. Probably no one will get it but me, but every time I see it in the mirror and every time I put it on, or every time I, look at whatever I have placed the sticker on, I will smile and it will be good. Fidget and Chill should be a new Ben and Jerry's flavor. What's the stand-up comedy flavor, whatever it is, Jeremy?
What?
The Ben and Jerry's that you've been getting. Ben and Jerry's. I'm just gonna Google it. Stand-up comedy flavor. Is it Purple Line?
No. Punchline.
Punchline. There we go. Yeah. Which is a comedic duo of brown butter bourbon and almond ice creams with roasted almonds and chuckles of cherries. Netflix takes comedy as seriously as we take making ice cream, but neither of us takes ourselves too seriously, and here's a punchy flavor to prove it. We recommend pairing this lickable libation with any Netflix stand-up special, sitcom, or funny movie. Netflix is a joke, but this limited batch flavor isn't. I know every time it's been on sale at the store, he's gotten a few pints. It is tasty. You tell no lies. All right, closing down that. I'll just leave OBS up and running. It's not going to hurt anything. It's only using 1%-ish, like 1 to 1.5% CPU. Although obviously I'm not currently streaming anything. It's all just in like the base studio setup. I'm gonna go get tacos. Taco. And then after that, I'm gonna watch Polly because now I'm thinking of that. I envy you Americans and your multitude of flavors. The same thing happens with lots of.
We just have brown.
We just have brown. What's the flavor? Brown and salty. Unless you go get a curry. Oh, curry. Good. Let's get can we get a curry taco? Fusion cuisine is a beautiful thing.
You like a puff taco? I could put like curry
Yeah.
sauce on chicken.
Ooh, yeah. No, but like it's a puffy taco, but with like naan.
Well, then you're just eating curry.
No. Because then, for the rice you use
rice.
Yeah. Sometimes there's rice in tacos. Not all the time, but sometimes. Most.
What's rice in taco? Burrito, maybe.
You're turning me into a turkey. I have seen rice at tacos. I'm not saying it's a common thing. I'm not saying it's a culturally accurate thing, but I've seen it occur. I'm a masterful curry chef due to my ancestry. Yes. You'll have to tell us sometime about like what your favorite dish either to eat or to make is, and like what are your go-to focus ingredients or prominent ingredients? That's what I mean. Everybody have a good weekend. Although, like I said, I might do like a little test thing with OBS on Sunday, perchance. Sunday. We're coming at you. After I do filming for The Lost Blokes. What's our movie this week? Shoot, I've forgotten. Oh no, it's a movie from 2020. I think it's called like Words on Bathroom Walls or something. Dave picked that one, so I have never heard anything about it. We're out of our 80s series now, which makes me sad because I didn't realize like there are so many movies from the 80s that I love. Like, not that that's surprising. I love tons of 80s stuff, but I don't know. I can say that about like anything. I love everything. Everything is great until it's not. Media, thanks for popping in. Lily, like I said, I promise not to tattle on you to your work. Han, good to see you as always. Everybody have a great weekend. We shall see you next time. Media says rice can go on tacos. I'm ending on that.